Hi and welcome to this week's episode. How are the Christmas decorations going? See, I've even decorated myself. Little bit of tinsel. I do love a bit of glitz and glamour. How is your week going as we edge steadily towards the big day? I'm loving it now because things are starting to slow down and fall into place. And really, it's the joy of having and knowing there's a few days there in which the world actually starts to think about peace and think about joy and think about actually loving each other rather than just getting things done. But as I said last week, it's important that we focus on the prize, even if it's straight after Christmas. And what I'm saying to my students is that take the 21st they should take the 21st to the 28th off. Relax. Give their brain a reset. Give it time to, get over the shock of the first half term, but then come out on the 28th ready to rock and roll, ready to get some work done, ready to start focusing on those exams. Why do I say this? And I bet you'll like the hook here. It's because I've had another look at the government proposal. Remember, you heard it here first, a good 2 days before they actually put it on the news. The two main parts of it are like this. The first one, teachers will know what will be examined. Well, my thoughts on that are this. Teachers have always known what will be examined in the exams because it's available in the public domain on those specifications I've talked about in the past. On the exam board website, they publish the specifications relating to each paper. So we've always known what was going to be on there. And it works with varying levels of success. What this means, though, is that they are going to take what we've always known and remove parts of it. So remove parts in order to make it fairer. Think about that for a minute. So those who have taken exams in the summer have spent a year and a half preparing on the basis of one specification, which will now possibly change as the government tries to make things fairer, and in a time where there's less time to work with. So there could be a lot of wasted time here, time which could be spent better. Because let's think about this. As I said, things are winding down now. We're edging towards the big day, and the decision about what to leave out of the examinable parts has not been made yet. All we're having is a 3-week extension next summer, and that decision has not been made yet at Christmas. The second point I want to address is, does it actually make it fairer by saying the exam board should mark more leniently? I would say not. And I'll tell you why, my friends. It's because this doesn't actually address anything about inclusivity or people who learn in different ways or people who need more time. It doesn't actually address any of that. All it says is mark more leniently. For people who change is a difficulty, for example, on some parts of the autistic spectrum, that change in itself will be a difficulty. To then say, don't worry about the difficulty, we'll mark you more leniently, doesn't actually solve the problem. That's one piece of unfairness. The other part is we've got a tier system. We have bubbles in schools, which some are closed, some are not. Some are providing online lessons, some are not. It's a difficulty. The whole system as it's prepared to roll out for the summer exams at the moment needs a lot more thought. But in the meantime, here's what we should be doing. Ready for this? It's not rocket science. It's as simple as preparation. We should continue to prepare as if the summer exams were going to be as they always were, because we don't know what will happen. And the proposal is similar to what would happen anyway. So the planning and preparation process should still go ahead. Your kids should still be starting on the 28th of December, picking those books back up again, starting going through the planning process, working out what they know from what they don't know. And I'll tell you, that is a really interesting process. I'll give you an example. I have a young girl who has started the program early, the January program early. And she swore that she knew very little about geography. However, when I challenged her with the planning process, she was amazed that when we broke down the specification into what you know, what you don't know, and what you think you just need a little brush up on, she had very little in the don't know at all. What she needed was to have it broken down into bite-sized chunks so that she could see and she could build her confidence. Can your child benefit from this kind of laser focus on planning, preparation, and getting through the exams in a stress-free way? If yes, I would say to you, get in touch with us today. Get in touch with us so that we can interview them ready for the January the 1st intake, because that is when the hard work is really going to start. Remember those intensive driving lessons? Well, this is an intensive exam course which does actually relieve stress rather than causing it, unlike those driving lessons, of course. If you have any questions about this process at any time, please contact us, because it's better to have a no obligation, stress-free conversation rather than sit at home, worry about it until it's too late to actually find a resolution. So you can have a no obligation, stress-free conversation on jgeducate.com. Hit the book a free consultation button. Here I go again, button, and then you're taken through to my booking calendar, and you can book a conversation with me and we can try and resolve the difficulties that occur. That's been quite a lot to take in, I know, but it's important that we really get a hold of this before Christmas, and I'll be really focusing on this before Christmas. Next week we're looking at planning for success. It's been a hard year in 2020. 2021 can be easier as long as we know how to plan for success and planning with no stress. So on that note, have a good week. Get in touch, jgeducate.com, and I'll see you next week.